Hi, everyone, and welcome to Crimp 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. We have the team everywhere today, and in fact, we are at the arena gathering all the information on how you can get vaccinated. Jen York and Joshua Robinson are at the Spokane arena right now, and they'll give us a look again as we head into the afternoon of what's going on with the vaccination clinic and what happened this morning and what we need to know moving forward. We also have Nicole Hernandez out with a look at your road conditions, of course, as the snow hit pretty fierce this morning, and Jeremy Legoo, who will have a look at the forecast and let us know what we can expect as we head into the afternoon. But first, let's get right down to it. We have Jen and Joshua right now live at the arena, and we want the very latest on what's happening at the vaccination clinic.
Well, good afternoon, Laura. Good afternoon to everyone at home. We are live outside the Spokane Arena this afternoon. You can see a line of folks here behind us lined up to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Of course, the mass vaccination clinic here at the Spokane Arena is now open.
Yeah, it opened at 9 a.m. this morning, and pretty much it's been a non-stop movement in through. We've seen cars moving in, patients walking out, but it has been pretty smooth once they get into the site, Jen.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do want to remind folks at home who are watching that if you did try to make an appointment and you did not get one today, all the appointments so far have been booked. They are full through Monday at the very earliest. When the appointment window will reopen is unclear right now. It really depends on when Spokane will receive a new shipment of vaccines.
Of course, we do want to take you through some of the technical difficulties that hit this morning. We do know that as of right now, the Chaz site is back up and running, but as we said, appointments for this week are already full. We know that there have been several other regions in Washington that saw their computer systems crash due to an influx of traffic on their websites, including the Benton County Fairgrounds in Kennewick that's still working out a few hiccups. And of course, this week, organizers there were forced to hand out vaccines on a first-come, first-served basis due to that error, Jen.
Yeah, so the goal here at the Spokane Arena is to vaccinate 500 people per day. Now, once you get inside the Spokane Arena to get those vaccines, there are stations that set up, and organizers say they are just ready to work. And both the National Guard and thousands of doses of the Moderna vaccine had arrived last Monday.
Now, we also spoke with several people today here at the arena already who said they went through the online process this morning to get an appointment to receive the vaccine, but just as they thought they were done, just before they got that final confirmation, the system seemed to crash and that they didn't get final details on what they were supposed to do next. Obviously, for a few first day kinks being worked out here today, but we were also very interested to learn that some people have been able to get a spot in line if they were simply patients of Chaz Health facilities in Washington, even if they technically lived in Idaho.
When I went in and you had to fill out the thing in the Washington, it was put in your zip code. I put in my Idaho zip code and went through, and it said fine. I had called a couple weeks before, 2 or 3 weeks ago, to Chaz Health because I'm a Chaz Health, and I said, you know, I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Are you guys going to be giving shots? I'm a patient there, but I live right across the border in Post Falls, you know. And she says, well, saw no reason why I couldn't get one over there here.
I want to let you know I had a chance to speak with Chaz Health yesterday as well, and they told me that once you get inside, the entire vaccination process takes anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes from the time you enter until the time that you leave. Of course, people will be given their own option as well for receiving that second dose.
Individuals will be scheduled for their second vaccines either by calling a phone number or if they're able to, scheduling while they're on site here for their first vaccine. So it's one or the other. The individual will have the option of either.
Now, even though the appointments are full this week, Jen, I'm sure people still want to know how they can sign up on that website.
So yeah, that's where you're going to sign up to get those online appointments. If you're not tech savvy or if you have trouble accessing the internet, there will be a phone number that will be active starting on Friday. It's a 1-800 number that you'll be able to call, and someone on the other line will help you book that appointment.
And of course, patients do need to bring a copy of screenshots of the Phase Finder tool that shows they are eligible, along with a photo ID and an insurance card if they have it. There will be multiple options for scheduling that second appointment. But Jen, a question we get asked a lot is who can be vaccinated?
I'd say that's our top question.
Absolutely.
I know the tiers can be a little confusing here in Washington State. So right now, this is for Washington residents only here at the Spokane Arena. And the vaccinations only apply to people who fall under either Phase 1A or Tier 1 of Phase 1B. This includes high-risk frontline workers, it includes long-term healthcare facility residents and staff, anyone 65 and older, or anyone 50 and older living in a multi-generational house. Now, taking a look out here live today, you can see the line is starting to stack up here behind us, but what we've been able to witness over the course of the past few hours, it moves pretty fast.
It does.
You don't see anyone waiting out here for too long.
Of course, the question also is there going to be a parking issue? Now, what we have seen is it doesn't seem like there's a shortage of parking, but we've talked to a couple people, Jen, who say it took a little while to get in, and part of the reason is because not only is the arena still being used now for this vaccine site, but it's also being used for testing, and people kind of have to be sorted out as they enter the arena.
And again, they come in through the same entrance, so don't be fooled if you see a lot of different cars. They're going to two different places. We've seen a couple people get turned around in here. It can be confusing. So we want to walk you through the process of how it works once you do get inside the arena. Staff is going to be inside. They're going to help confirm your appointment and walk you through the doors. Again, patients need to have an ID handy and be prepared to fill out a brief questionnaire about their health history. Next, patients get the vaccine. And from there, they move to a waiting area. That is where staff will monitor patients for any adverse reactions. And organizers say that's an important step and why they opted against having a drive-through model.
We believe it's safer to have people on site for observation and recovery if in fact they need that assistance.
And the hours here, this is going to be open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. But again, we have to remind you, appointments are full. They've all been booked through at least Monday. I think a big thing to point out too is the logistics and accessibility of the building. Earlier today, I want to point out the Washington National Guard is here to help. I saw one member escorting a woman into the building. Of course, there's snow on the ground. We've seen a number of people who need accessibility issues, some walking with walkers, canes, things like that. We want to let you know the Washington National Guard is here to help you to and from your car, especially if you have to come alone and you need help. There is help available here.
And although it does seem like the track is on the way right now toward the website being sorted out for good with the technical issues this morning, we want to remind you that if you're ever looking for vaccine-related information, all you have to do is text us at our text line. That's 509-448-2000. Text the word vaccine. We'll get that information right to your phone.
And again, we're live out here at the Spokane Arena where the mass vaccination site now open. The line is stacking up fairly deep here just in the past 10 minutes or so. But we did talk to a couple folks who got in this morning, went through, and they were in and out within about 30 minutes or so.
That seems to be the thing that is holding consistently. Might just take a little bit of time to get through and stand in line, but once you're inside, we're told it is smooth sailing.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Spokane Arena. We'll send things back to you in studio, Laura.
Jen and Joshua, thank you very much. It sounds like once on site, things do move a little smoother than they did maybe this morning for folks who were struggling with the website. But as you heard from Jen and Joshua, they will be starting on Friday a phone number to help out as well. We'll continue to have all the information about the website, about getting signed up for the vaccine and how things are going. That'll come up tonight at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock right here on KREM 2. We have a vaccine team working on that information. All right, it is 12:09. We do want to take a moment now, turn our attention to the weather because it is a big story as well, Jeremy, as we got a little bit of the white stuff earlier this morning.
Yeah, you know, Laura, we picked up quite a bit in a very short period of time, but now that system has moved out, we're watching a few lingering showers off to the north, but things are looking a lot better. Outside, you can see the roads moving along much better than they were just a couple hours ago. Still a couple of stray flurries flying in the air, but that is really about all we're seeing. Temperatures climbing above freezing means that all of the stuff on the roads is going to start to melt. I'd still say shovel the driveway. In fact, I'll be doing that once I get off here. Walla Walla up to 50, Lewiston 46, look at Pullman, Moscow 38. So temperatures are on the rise. There's no doubt about that. We have a few lingering advisories as that snow slowly works its way out. All said and done, 2 to 4 inches of snow in a lot of those areas, but you can see the snow starting to lift its way out of the region. We'll still see a few flurries, but don't expect any more accumulation this afternoon. Then we catch a bit of a break. Tomorrow, we likely see another round of showers moving in later on in the day. Those likely going to be rain for a lot of us. Later this afternoon, temps up near 40, might even catch a peak of sunshine. But we got to take you outside. Nicole Hernandez out there braving the cold, and she's been on the streets all day long. Nicole, how are things shaping up?
Jeremy, they look exactly like what you said. Just a few little flurries that we've noticed here and there of those weird little pellets that you talk about, but they're not sticking to the ground at this point. So the roads are looking much, much better than what we saw earlier this morning. So I just want to give you a quick look at what they look like right now. We're at 29th and Regal, and you can see things are moving well. There's not really much on the ground except for a little bit of moisture. And now that those temperatures are higher, we're not seeing as much trouble with potential ice and slick conditions. So of course, like you mentioned, those driveways, those side streets, some of the places that you don't get as much traffic on are going to still potentially give you trouble, you know, some spots in parking lots and such. But for now, things are looking much better than they were right around 9 a.m. this morning. But still make sure you're careful, as some patches are still a little bit sketchy and icy in some spots. But either way, always, like we say with snow driving, take it slow, of course, and just be careful. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.